Ladies and gentlemen, we are exactly on time. That's crazy. This is Thursday Night Live. I'm John Go. That's Blaine J. Blaine without an E, because apparently there's another Blaine Jones in the industry that has an E on the name, which is fascinating. This is Thursday Night Live. This is all about Click Track Profit, the glorious, glorious Click Track Profit, and we're gonna have a lot of fun today. We've actually got a whole bunch of content. I've got an entire list of stuff to go through. Blaine's going to go over his blog post that he did this week. That was awesome sauce that only got a whopping 2 comments on it. We need to stick the Russell Stockley CTP wheel of engagement onto your post, man. Anyways, what's going on? Welcome back, Blaine. How was Vegas?
Vegas was awesome.
Vegas always is.
Absolutely awesome. We won enough money in the first day to pay for the entire trip.
Thank you for the screenshot of that too, and sent it to my phone. You know, yeah, appreciate that.
Best Vegas trip I could have asked for.
Perfect.
I went in like $1 million. You know.
So while Blaine was just enjoying his time in Vegas, gambling his life away, actually gambling to win his life. Something around those lines. It's been busy. Now, I know there might be a lot of people going, okay, you're going to dive into some of that Steam Tron drama. We addressed a lot of that on Monday, but we will talk about it a little bit down the road. But again, this is Thursday Night Live. This is CTP. This is affiliate marketing centric. So what we're going to do today is we're going to focus on giving you guys some really, really cool, actionable tips that will help you build your business. Why am I doing this? So rewind about a week, literally a week ago, while Blaine was enjoying his time in Vegas. First of all, do you guys hear me? Because Facebook, I don't know what's going on. I see people here, but the last comment I see is Scott. Do you guys hear us okay? Or is there people talking or test? Let me see.
I can hear it.
Well, I know I can. Okay, it's just me. So I don't know if you guys are there, just, shout it out. Like,
I see the comments.
You're here, man. No?
There's people commenting in there.
Sorry?
Eliana's commenting. Lisa's commenting. Scott.
Are you serious? I don't see any of this, man. Wow.
Mike Dell.
Wow. Really?
He just said we hear you just fine.
Wow. That is crazy. I don't see any of the chat. Oh, there we are. Wow. As soon as I refreshed. Look at that. Magical.
Refresh.
Yes. 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 Okay, cool. Thank you. Hi, Renee. Hi, Lisa. Hi, Eliana. Sorry, I had to refresh there to see all the text chat. Okay, now I see it. Okay, I get really weirded out, man, when I'm like talking and there's nothing going on, but there was like 12 people here. I'm a little concerned that my voice is not that they're having technical difficulties on my end, which is definitely not rare. Anywho, so a week ago I asked you guys in the CTP Facebook group, what do you think we need to focus on? What are the things, the 2 topics? Because we have the 2 B's of CTP. It's build your brand, build your list. Which of those do you think we need to focus on the most? And it was like a 70-30 split. 70% of you guys responded, we want to hear more about list building. And but there were some really good points brought up where people were saying, okay, list building is great, but we really need to talk about branding, because people still think that just sticking your picture up on a website is branding these days. And it's just like, okay, so what I've been doing this week, other than catching up with all the Steamtron drama, I've been busy developing a whole brand new module for you guys, and it's going to be a whole in-depth on how to get better results from not only building your list but also personal branding. So the chat is not going at all for me. You know what, let me read it on my phone, because I don't know what's going on here, so we'll just do that. Just give me 1 second. Sorry guys, let me just get that, because I can't, it's no good if I can't interact with you guys, right? So, okay, there we go. Now it's working perfectly. It's perfect on my phone, not so much on the Brave browser. So maybe that's a Brave thing. Anyways, so I've been working diligently this week while Blaine's been enjoying his Las Vegas trip, working on developing a brand new way for you guys to really get better results from not only building your brand, but building your mailing list. So I'm going to go through a little presentation. I hope you guys get a ton of value from this. And I really do hope it helps you guys obviously get better results online with everything you're doing. So how do you make your stuff stick out? All right. You hear a lot of this. You hear a lot of this, the purple cow. How do you make your stuff remarkable? You guys know my favorite marketing book of all time is Seth Godin's Purple Cow. And a lot of those lessons are really good. Like you hear it like, oh, I need to stick out and I need to be remarkable. And being average is pretty much useless in business. How do I stick out? How do I generate attention? Well, how to make your stuff stick out, you can use this on a blog or you can also use it in an email. So we're going to go through 4 different points. Hope you've got your writing utensils down. Something's going on with Facebook, man. Do you guys are people talking? Like this is just the weirdest thing, man.
Yeah, I can see it. Paul said he's dropping in and out. We'll share in the link. Scott said it's your damn Mac.
It's not a Mac, man. I'm on my phone now. Yeah, Purple Cow is overrated. Be a freaking unicorn. Yeah, exactly. Exactly, Eliana. See, I just see that. I saw that, but I had to refresh my phone. Anyways, I don't know what's going on. Something's going on with this silliness. But anyways, okay, so we're going to go through 4 of these points. Each one of these, you can use it for your blog, or you can also use it for your list building and your email writing. Some of it is more tied to list building. Some of it is also more tied to brand building on your blog. So you will go over each of these points and you can kind of see where each of these can kind of fit in and where you can get, you can pull some value from this. So the first thing that you need to worry about is your headline or subject line. This is how you stick out. Now, if you're talking about your blog, it's your title, your blog title. Saying my amazing adventure is not going to get a lot of people to read your blog. Things that work, I know people hate this stuff. It's like a lot of people say it's the lowest way to do it, but top 5 reasons why, things like that, top list, things like that get people to look. Now you got to make sure your content is good, but if you want to get more opens, if you want to get more reads to your blog, use creative headlines that have numbers in it, that has a little bit of curiosity in it, things that won't bore people and put them to sleep. You want to get better open rates on your emails. These type of things, big words like secrets revealed, exclusive, things like that in ad copy, really, really good, powerful words will entice people to actually open your emails or in a blogging platform, actually read your blog post. Headline, subject line, it's like the front door. It's your first 5, this is something we've always said, people have the attention span of goldfish. And if you have not made an impression on them in the first couple of seconds, they're gone. So no matter what we get into next, no matter what we talk about next in the next 4 points, if your subject line or title or headline doesn't pop, you got to spend some time developing this. This is a really, really important nugget, I think, in all of this stuff, in content creation and email marketing. You've really, really, really got to focus and spend some time on crafting really strong headlines and subject lines. Very important. This is why we recommend something like List Nerds, because with List Nerds, you can set things up and you can basically, in the business account, set up 7 days of the week and maybe try 7 different headlines, same email body, but try 7 different headlines. And you can see over the week, you track this week in and week out. You can track this and say, okay, this is pulling, and this got 2% open rate, this got 1%, this got 5%. Okay, what did I do on the 5%? What were some of the words I used? Was it, what time of the day did it send? You can figure these things out testing wise when you use something like List Nerds. Obviously, there's other tools out there. I'm not saying just use List Nerds, but List Nerds has that ability inside of the platform where you can test everything out and kind of see what's getting good open rates. So Blaine, I don't know if you want to touch on that, headlines, subject lines, et cetera, and how important they are for opens.
Yeah, I mean, you've hit it 1,000 times. It's always the basics, right? Use numbers instead of spelling out the number. As get it to be as eye-catching and popping as it can be, and you'll get more open rates or read rates on your blog. But again, that takes time, right? So your first headline is probably going to suck. Your second, suck a little bit less. Third, suck a little bit less than that. And eventually, you get better as long as you're updating and changing. And just to hit on that, and it's not just the headline anymore, because if you look at blog posts, especially in like CTP Talk, they've got an image that goes along with them. So that image, that's your next point? All right, I'll just shut up.
So the past 10 seconds you didn't hear from Blaine. But after you get through, now this is more specific to blog posts. This tip here, while it could technically work in certain elements of email marketing, this is more specific to content creation through vlogs, so video platforms, or your blog. This is the thumbnail, the ever popular thumbnail. Now, the image size that you should use, this is the image size I've been using for my thumbnails. This is just, we're going to go over a little bit of the little tips and tricks that I use, and then explain to you guys why it's so important to use thumbnails in your posts. 750 by 450. That seems to be that's the image size I use for my thumbnail for my blog posts. It fits really well. Obviously, I create on Steam and CTP Talk. So it works really well when it shows up on CTP Talk. It shows up really well when it shows up on DTube, on DSound. All of the apps that I use, save Epics, it shows up really, really well. So why do we want to use thumbnails? Well, have you guys looked, let's say, well, first of all, just even on CTP Talk, you can just scroll and Blaine, you know what? I'll let Blaine kind of touch on this, because this was what he was segueing into, and I kind of like messed him up a little. So why would you say, like, if you're creating content, why is it important to put it on CTP Talk or a blog platform like that?
Why is it important to put it on CTP Talk?
Yeah, like the thumbnails and stuff.
Oh, the thumbnail, because that's the first thing people see, right? Our eyes read from top to bottom, left to right. If you look at CTP Talk, you see the thumbnail and then the title and an excerpt from the content itself. But that thumbnail is how I judge whether or not I'm going to actually read an article. 90% of the time, it's always going to be off that thumbnail. If there's too much going on, or if there's too little, or if it's just blank or anything like that, I'm probably not going to read the article. Yep. I'm looking one right now. I'm going to make fun of him. Rob Gearing, his day 4 2020 vision challenge is his forehead, is his thumbnail. It's really good.
It's forehead.
So, I mean, I'm just saying, like, you can make that thumbnail pop and make it simple and yet have it pop. And because that's the first thing, that's where your eyes go to. That's where your eyes draw to. And it's, as soon as you pull up the blog post itself, it's that giant image right there in front of your face. So,
right. Yeah, this is, if you guys are familiar with like YouTube content creation and YouTube marketing, this is like rule number 1. It's like when you start taking a course in YouTube, like how to get better results on YouTube, this is like the first thing they tell you: work on your thumbnail. Because I'm not even talking blogging, now I'm talking vlogging. If you're scrolling on your phone or on your desktop and you're looking at YouTube, which are the ones that pop? It's the ones with the really cool thumbnails. There's a reason why. Just like Blaine said, we are in a microwave society where people, again, have 1,440 minutes a day to allocate their time to. If something doesn't grab their attention, they are like the goldfish and they've already swam on to the next thing. So really, really important to focus on building up really good thumbnails. Now, for me, for example, for tonight's show, you're going to see that it's the same graphic I use. I just changed the date. A lot of the stuff I do, all I'm doing is changing the dates for my regular weekly programs and the stuff we do, me and Blaine do on CTP. So things like the Thursday night, the Road to 10,000 CTP, as well as the Crypto Mondays, it's all the same. Even the Sports Nerd show on Sundays, it's all the same image. I just edit things a little bit. And you can do this very easily and for free in everyone's favorite graphic program, Canva. Let me explain this to you guys as affiliate marketers. Graphics, and that's actually the next point that I'm going to segue into, are really, really important. And you need a place where you can easily create this without going and hiring Design Pickle. I don't even know if they're in business anymore. I mean, that was astronomical, the prices they were charging. But if you don't want to hire a third-party service to develop your graphics, you're going to need something that's really user-friendly, easy to use. And for me and for Blaine, that's Canva. Canva is stupid simple. I am upgraded. I don't know if Blaine is, but I'm upgraded in their pro version. It's like $10 a month. You get access to a whole bunch of their premium images. It's fantastic. It's the best $10 I spend, other than $10 in our amazing programs here at Click Track Profit and Listeners. But it's a fantastic program, and it's a must, because that goes to our third point, the importance of graphics. And I have a little note here to talk about Canva. So, like I said, $10 a month for the pro version, but you don't have to. Use for free. There's tons of things you can do with Canva for free. It's stupid simple to use. I create on this. I make these type of images, these little graphics. I do all of my infographics on Canva. All the infographics that are inside of CTP, every single one of those is developed on Canva. There's no referral program. There's nothing for us to tell you guys to go use Canva. We're not stakeholders in the program. We are big believers in it, and it's free. I mean, the amazing stuff you can do for free on Canva is mind-blowing. Why is that? Because the headlines and the subject lines pulls people to actually read your stuff, and thumbnails, kind of make things really, it grabs people's attention. Here's the thing, graphics, this can be used for emails and for blog content. This is why. Because people are reading, attention span of goldfish, they're gone. If you break up your content, whether it's email or a blog with a graphic, it keeps people's eyeballs there. Very, very important. With most of the autoresponders out there on the market, you can insert images very easily. Obviously, you want to proof it before, so the an image doesn't come out and it's like the size of a pizza box on your email. But effectively, you can put graphics in both emails and blogs, because it breaks up the text. It breaks up the boredom of people's eyes. Remember, Blaine just said top to bottom, left to right. You do that. Well, here's the thing, Lisa, really good question. I use Canva for it as well too. I use the size 750 by 450, but what's really cool about Canva is that they have templates that you can use that fit perfectly in Instagram epics, for Twitter, for Facebook posts, for Pinterest, for any social media platform you want. They actually have the thumbnail sizes. You can even create headers, your Twitter headers, your YouTube headers, all of it on Canva. That's why it's just so important to use Canva for everything, for graphics, for headers, for footers, for thumbnails, you name it. They are absolutely the most brilliant software out there, in my opinion, for creating this stuff. So why do you want to put graphics in your content, in your emails? My opinion, I'm sure Blaine will touch on this too, it's to break up the boredom of people reading text after text. Sometimes it's even bad enough people don't put like paragraph breaks, but if it's even just properly paragraphed, it's still just a big, huge block of text. Stick images inside of the text. You will keep people's attention reading your content and reading your emails.
Yeah, I'm definitely halfway guilty of that. But when I start typing, I just go, and whatever happens, happens, and where it ends up, it ends up. But on the last one, I did add an image in there to break up the text a little bit. But yeah, I mean, if you look at magazine articles, if you go to any like news website or anything like that, they have images strategically placed throughout their text, right? So it doesn't get boring, so you don't have to just sit there and read and read and read and read. I like doing that sometimes. Other times that those images help in breaking up the monotony of just reading text continuously and over and over and over again. So yeah, format it and trying to add in relevant images as you go along through your blog posts, and as your blog posts get longer and longer, obviously add more and more images throughout, but don't oversaturate it, right? Don't
Right.
put 300 images for 2 paragraphs with text.
Right.
So.
Yeah, and if you want some really good examples of how to do this in email formats, even check some of the CTP members. I mean, Paul Nolte does an amazing job structuring his emails. Like, they look really, really, really well done. Eliana, same thing. Russell Stockley, same thing. Jennifer Washburn, same thing. Like, these guys and gals create like Picasso emails a lot better than me. Like, for me, I'll usually just stick an image in. I'm not that creative. I'm not that smart. So for me, it's really simple, but these guys literally craft amazing. It looks like a blog post, but they've repurposed it for an email. And you can do that too. The more comfortable you get with repurposing, for sure. It's amazing what you can do when you just put a little bit of effort into the presentation of your content, whether it be email or whether it be a blog. And this is why graphics are so important. Remember, this whole thing is, we're asking ourselves, how do you make your stuff stick out? Well, the majority of the people, Blaine included, will just write blog, 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 blog. It's just like, okay, we get it. You like to write. The images just break it up. It breaks up the boredom and the monotony, I guess, of just, just seeing text, blocks of text. Really important, not only in blogging, but also in emails. And the final, now there's obviously a whole lot more. I just wanted to keep this simple and, time constraints, because Blaine wants to talk about his blog post too. And I want to dive in a little bit on the the Steam and Tron stuff. The last one, you have to be careful with this. And that is either adding controversy or humor to your content. Now, first of all, with humor's great. Don't poke fun at anybody. If you're going to use humor and you want to poke fun at yourself. Like, make yourself kind of the target. But humor is really delicate, because something that I might find funny to myself, Blaine might just roll his eyes, just like, dude, shut up. Like, that's not funny at all. It's awkward. But see, he smiled, so I got a reaction, so I'm good. But humor's really tricky, man, because you don't know who in this day and age of offending everybody and their mother anytime you say anything on social media. You got to be careful with the humor. I highly recommend it. It's a great tactic. It's a fantastic tactic to make your stuff get shared more, to make it stick out more. This is fantastic, but you just got to be careful of how you use it. Now, that also is with controversy. Here's the thing with controversy. If you guys yeah, exactly, Scott. That word that you guys are gonna make fun of me for never being able to speak. I speak. So this is a Star Wars reference. The controversy. Now, if you guys are familiar with someone like let's say Howard Stern. I mean, most people know who Howard Stern is, and if you ever watched his movie Private Parts, and there was this part of the movie where they say, the people that love Howard Stern listen to him for like an hour a day. The people that hate Howard Stern listen to him for 3 or 4 hours a day. What does it tell you? It's controversy sells. For example, why we only get 10 to 15 people here a night now? Because John's not turning red in the face and freaking out. Like, when John turned red a couple years ago, freaking out on everybody, fighting and ranting with everybody, we'd have 30, 40, 50 people here sometimes. Yes, this is a different time, but people are attracted to drama. For example, the Steam and Tron drama right now that's going on the blockchain. You went over to one of the Discords today, there was 250 people. Just not everybody was talking. Everybody was there for the entertainment. People wanted to see who was saying what was freaking out, who was doing this, that. That type of stuff sells. It's I'm not saying you got to go out there and be a prick. You're not supposed to go out there and try to fight people and create drama just for the sake of creating drama. But a little bit of shock and awe is good in your content. It's good. I mean, Scott, for example, you made a post yesterday and you something about Tom Brady, right? Tom Brady is enough to get people to click, right? You say Tom Brady, but if you would have said something like, you know, this is my anger towards Tom Brady, or my you know, this is what I've been waiting to tell Tom Brady for 10 years or something. Like a little bit of controversy and curiosity to make people open up the email or open up the blog post goes a long way. You're not throwing anybody under the bus. He's a public athlete. He can handle the heat, you know, but I'm just saying a little bit of controversy, a little bit of curiosity, a little, you know, going against the grain a little. I'm doing this. This is what I was trying to say, going against the grain. I got problems. That stuff works in content and in emails. In email specifically, you want to get, again, we've gone over this a million times. My biggest email open rates, banner ads to this day, there's 2 of them. When I owned Net Marketing Forum, it was Spam My Forum. That was one. And then the second email headline was John Olson Sucks. I used to put text links, John Olson Sucks. People would always want to click to see who says John Olson sucks. Little they know it was John Olson saying that he sucks. So that type of stuff really works in content. You've got to be careful with it, though. If you're just starting your content creation journey, I wouldn't recommend going out there and just creating controversy or using some kind of dry humor for the sake of it. This may be a little bit more down the road when you're more confident and comfortable around your market, around your audience. But this stuff works. This stuff is really, really powerful when it's effectively done. So, Blaine?
I used to use controversy as one of my primary means in advertising and promoting and blogging. Back before my blog got taken down initially because it got, I don't know, infected or something, hacked and then infected or whatever. I don't know. My password was password. So
nice.
Bad idea. But so what I would do is I would post controversy all the time. And especially in that time, there were a lot of shady products coming out that were mass promoted. One of them, I don't know what the name of it was, but basically it allowed you to automatically message millions of people on Skype X or something, X Skype or whatever the heck it was called. And I posted a review of it, and it was a really in-depth review, but I had never used the product, never cared about it or anything like that, and it was just trashing the entire product. And it spun up so much controversy. Like the owners of that program were commenting on my blog post, and I have no idea who they are, who they were, and talking about it. And it spun up so many people because of it. And it can work if you do it correctly and if you know how to do it. But remember that at the end of the day, the more controversy you create, the more haters you're going to get very, very quickly.
Facts. So these were 4, I'm just preparing here for the next part of our talk. These are 4 tips to make your stuff stick out, right? Headlines, thumbnails, graphics, and controversy. You want to use headlines and subject lines in both blog and email because that's what is your first kind of like ability to sell someone. And I'm not talking selling like going and selling them a product. I'm talking selling, giving up 3 minutes of their 1,440 minutes of the day on your stuff, reading your stuff, spending time in your content. So headlines, subject lines, very important. Thumbnails, just ask around. Go to any YouTube marketing professional and they'll tell you the thing you need to work on the most when it comes to creating this stuff is your thumbnail. That's what people will see first. Graphics, not only graphics for headlines and headers and footers and stuff, but graphics within the body of your text so that you actually keep people's attention. Very important. And finally, controversy or humor, just a little kind of, stirring the pot a little really works. And Blaine shared that example of how he got a lot of attention simply by just creating a little stir. It works. You got to be careful with it. So you want to purple cow this stuff. Hopefully that gave you guys some really good action steps to actually purple cow your content, not just, hey, you got to go and be remarkable. Well, how? Well, work on your headlines, your thumbnails, your graphics, and create a little bit of controversy or humor inside of your content, and you will get that. So I have a quote. Maybe this is a John Olson nugget. I don't know. Do with it as you want. Make an image. You can share it. I don't care. You can claim it as your own too. I wrote this down. I said, remember, average is easy and easier to ignore. So you don't want to be average. Say no to the status quo. Average is easy, and it's also easier to ignore. So yeah, you can be average. You can go and put out a little bit, oh, look, here's a picture of my cat. You can do that. Guess what? There's 1,000,000,001 cat pictures out there. It's very easy to ignore cat pictures. Just saying. Average is easy, and it's easier to ignore. So let's be remarkable. Let's purple cow this stuff and create some amazing content. And we can get paid for it because of Steam and CTP Talk. I will talk about that in a second. But Blaine, speaking of cool content, Blaine put this up, and I screwed up. I'll get the content. Blaine, if you want to introduce your awesome post and everything,
Yeah, so the other day I was writing code, and then I took a break, and I remembered what I used to do to help me build my list. So I wrote a blog post about it, and I'm sad because there's only 2 comments on it.
sorry.
But it's basically holding your own contests, right? And it doesn't require a lot of methodology or anything to do it. It's really just $20. If you got $20 to spend, you can build your list really, really quickly using this method. But again, there's a giant disclaimer in the middle of it. You have to actually apply it and do it and work it, talk about it and post about it, and keep updating it consistently. But so when I did this originally, I got literally like hundreds of subscribers every single week because of this contest that I was building. You can do the same thing. You just have to put in a little bit of effort for it. It's really, really easy. And I would love to see somebody do it and actually be effective with it, because it's a really simple method to help you build your list and at the same time get referrals in your programs, as well as building trust and confidence in you from your subscribers. So it's a really simple method to help you build your list and build it faster than you thought possible. So yeah. Bam.
Beautiful. So do you want to go through it, or you just want to just tell people to go do it?
I can go through it, I guess.
No, it's fine. It's up to you, man. I don't want to.
I want people to read it. I don't want to just go through it. I want people to read it.
Cool. So yeah, check out Blaine's post. It's right there. It's my bad for not commenting on it. I've been, you know what, I'll be brutally honest with you. I've done my work. I've been sending out emails, producing content, this and that. But the bigger chunk of my week has been spent in the freaking PAL Discord dealing with this Steam Tron drama that's just overtaken the crypto space. It's a fascinating fight that's going on. You guys are probably aware of it, but I've been lazy, so my bad, Blaine. I should go comment on that, and I will tonight. I promise.
No, it's okay, because I've been lazy and I haven't made blog posts, but I thought of that and I was like, I need to write this down right now. So I typed it out.
That's a good point too. I wrote about this last week. People are so up in the air about what's quality content, when's the best time to produce it, what time should I post, what time should I send email. You hit the nail on the head, man. I didn't really get to talk about this last week, but I'll touch on it now. Stop worrying about when's the perfect time to do something, and when you feel inspired to write something, write it down. Press publish. Doesn't matter if it's 3 a.m. What's great about the blockchain, it's there forever and ever and ever. So don't worry. Good content sticks. So don't be too worried about when you need to create it, what time you need to press publish. Just get there and create every day. That's the big thing. Or engage every day if you're not ready to create every day. But yes, absolutely. So no spoilers. That's Blaine Jones's epic Build Your List Part 1 contests post. So check that out. Have to shout out Russell Stockley as well. Holy moly, donut shop, man. What an initiative he's kind of spearheaded. It's called the CTP Wheel of Engagement. Now, we support him 100%, but this is what's cool. Russell's doing this on his own. We sponsor some prizes here and there, but at the end of the day, this is his thing. And basically, he is living and breathing and dying what we're trying to build here at CTP when it comes to engagement. Go check out his stuff on CTP Talk. He is just knocking it out of the park with this. These are free. He's just put it in Telegram today that he gave out over 1,000 tokens, I think, CTP tokens today, and he's doing this every day of the week. Just amazing stuff, and he's really, I think, embodying everything that we're really trying to push when it comes to CTP and the whole community. We wrote an email today that was, and the headline of the email was, "We're not trying to sell you anything." Have you ever noticed the door-to-door salesman guys? That's usually what they start with when they knock on your door. Not here to sell you anything. Just let me go through my pitch for 20 minutes and then I'll show you the deal. But I'm not trying to sell you anything yet. But no, this is community, man. And this is what's awesome about CTP and the amazing people that are involved in this. I got huge news too about the DTube forum that CTP is sponsoring in Hamburg, Germany this May 15th to the 17th. The DTube forum will have CTP representatives working out the skinny, but so far there's 2 guaranteed people going to the event that will be representing CTP, maybe a third, not totally sure, but Eric Gustafson and Zoltan have both come to me and said, "Hey, we would love to help out. Anything you need us to do." So we will have official representation at the DTube forum that is all about content creators and rewarding content creators, obviously on DTube, the platform, and just amazing. So, man, what a time to be involved here, and what a time to roll up the sleeves and really get into this stuff that we're building here at CTP, because it's been amazing. I've been on the defense over the past week and a half on Facebook. There's been a few haters that are still holding on to stuff from CTP from 20 years ago. I basically went to them and I said, "Listen, like, I totally understand you're upset, you're pissed off, but this is a new company, it's a new outlook. You should really come by and see what we're building here, because it's something really special, and that's because of you guys." It's, Blaine's busting his butt creating this stuff. I'm out there just trying to like rage, just get people excited and involved. But if you guys aren't showing up every day, if you guys aren't pushing yourself, if you guys aren't fireballing like Eliana, making no excuses, this stuff doesn't matter. So thank you guys for believing in this and believing in yourselves and this community that's formed, because without you guys, look at my shirt. I mean, social media, email marketing, content marketing, customer service, track for generation, relentless hustle. But what's that second last one? Community building. Community is not always pretty because it's humans. It's everyday people. It's the human experience. It's why I think I'm so in love with Steam, and why me and Blaine said we're going to build CTP Talk on top of Steam, because it takes everything about the human experience, the good, the bad, the ugly, everything, and it wraps it all up in this beautiful, chaotic, insanity experience and puts it out there and says, we love each other and we're going to figure this stuff out. And that's what CTP is. And I'm going to get all warm and fuzzy and start crying. So I'll shut up now and let Blaine continue.
Heck yeah.
Heck yeah.
I'm trying to transfer so I can acquire more CTP tokens. I don't know if anybody noticed, but I should be at just around 30,000 CTP tokens now, and that is going to drastically increase in the next couple of days as I continue to fill this out.
Yeah, so we had one of the whales in CTP unstaked and started selling their tokens to the market, which again, it's free market, man. Do whatever you want. And this is not a secret, okay? I have stated this before, and it's crystal clear. This is on the blockchain. This is recorded for everyone to hear. I and Blaine buy CTP tokens. We don't auto-assign them. We had our initial ninja mine, and we gave it to the community. There was 10,000 divvied out, and I think me and Blaine gave each other like 15,000 or something. But every single token that we have generated and Blaine has generated now is through content creation, curation, or purchasing it. And Blaine purchased a whole bunch of it because the whale went and sold a whole bunch onto the market, because he's basically pretty much done with Steam as a whole because of all the drama. But Blaine went in and bought a whole bunch of it up. So there's a whole bunch of Steam on the market that is getting bought up pretty quickly as well. So let it be known, this is not a secret. I buy CTP tokens. Blaine buys CTP tokens. We earn it. We curate it. but we will never issue it to each other. Guaranteed. That's guaranteed. And if this comes back in 4 years, like all of the stuff with the Steam It drama that's going on, you guys have record of it right here. So there you go. But there's no secret. We buy it if it's on the market, and we curate, and we content create, and and Rob buys a lot too. I gotta give Rob some kudos here too. He went in and he's the #1 holder right now, right? Rob's the king, man. Rob's the top dog on CTP right now. So if you guys want to get involved with the Crow. The Crow. Crozen? Is that what you guys call it? I don't Crozen? Cruising? It's cruising, Rob cruising, but Crozen? I'm confused. I just work here. So there you go. What else? I got a couple more minutes. D2 won't be too mad if we go a couple more minutes. Remember I told you guys about this little experiment I do. I use Steam It board. This is content creation and just to kind of track to make sure that you guys are on the right path. I'm not saying that tracking and analytics is the be-all end-all. It is used to measure and kind of guide you and give you some good shining light, I guess, on how you're doing. So I started writing my numbers down every couple of days on January 30th using Steam It board. There's 3 numbers that I look for that I'm tracking. I track the number of upvotes I get, the rewards per post I'm getting, and now what I'm getting for curation total. Toodles, Scott. May the force be with you, man. Thanks for coming. January 30th, I had 113 upvotes per post. Average upvote rewards of 18.296 Steam, and then curation of 1,664. I wrote down my numbers last night, March 4th. 117 upvotes, so that went up from 113, so an extra 4 in the past month, and a little bit. From 18.29 to 18.52, so basically a quarter of a Steam increase. And then here's the biggie. I was at 1,664 in curation rewards. I have added almost 200, so 1,837 Steam this month alone, just liking other people's stuff. So I got paid 200 Steam basically this past month for liking other people's stuff. Why am I talking about these numbers? Why am I suggesting you, if you're into Steam, if you're into CTP Talk, check out Steam It board, because you can easily track and you can adjust your engagement and how much effort you're putting in or not putting out, et cetera, using this tool. It's free. It doesn't cost anything. You just go to Steam It board, stick in your username, and you can judge how you're doing on your journey. Really, really effective. And I think that's that. So I'm going to stop the recording because I wanted to do content. But if you are not here after I press stop recording, we're still going to go live, and we're going to talk Steam and Tron drama, folks. Get ready. It's going to be fun. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you next week. Ta-ta.